The Lakers without LeBron and AD for the rest of the week, possibly another 2 weeks if AD can get back maybe in 10 days. The Lakers are currently a half game back of the Clippers for the 3 seed. Now, when this is all said and done in the regular season, based on the injuries, do you see LeBron and the Lakers entering the postseason outside of the top 4 seeds in the West?
No, I don't. Look, I know that it's precarious right now, but I think they're going to come back with enough time left in the season to turn this thing around. It's obviously been, pretty disastrous without those 2 guys on the floor. But I still think when they come back, they're going to have enough time to establish again who they are. They might not be able to catch Utah or end up the number 1 seed in the West. I don't think they care about that, but I do think they will be hosting a first-round series because they'll hold on at least to that top 4. And as long as they're healthy, I still think the Lakers on paper are the favorite to win the West.
All right, Legs, the injuries to stars like LeBron and in the East, Joel Embiid, have kind of shaken up the MVP markets. Take a look at how it looks right now, and we have a new favorite, Nikola Jokic, at -110. You see LeBron and Embiid right behind him, 2-time reigning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, then James Harden and Dame Lillard round out the top 6. Who do you like for MVP based on who you think is actually going to win, and then based on those prices?
Well, who I like for MVP and who I think is going to win are 2 different things.
Okay.
Who I like for MVP is Joel Embiid. I've been on Joel Embiid for MVP this entire time, and I'm not going to change that. I think people get too wrapped up in missing games. Oh, his team played well while he was out. That works against Joel Embiid. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard because his dominance gives that team confidence, and they were number 1 seed when he got hurt, and so now they can carry on some of that because they feel pretty good about themselves knowing that guy's coming back. That plays into team morale and overall confidence. They can continue to win. So I'm not going to use that against Joel Embiid, and he's going to have more than enough games. Once he comes back, assuming he stays healthy, he's going to have more than enough games for me to win the award. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. And I think this is obviously hurting LeBron James a little bit being out. But now they're going to say, well, they're losing without him. That helps LeBron's case. So don't be surprised if LeBron James ends up getting this thing. Obviously, Jokic right now climbing hard. Damian Lillard very much in the mix. And now Giannis all of a sudden, with his team winning games, he might be a guy to get his 3rd straight. Although I do think there's some voter fatigue with Giannis because of the way that his last 2 seasons have ended. I think that's going to make some people leery about giving him a 3rd award.
Hornets rookie LaMelo Ball was running away with the Rookie of the Year award until he fractured his wrist and was lost for the season after just 41 games. 2-part question, what's the likelihood Ball still wins the Rookie of the Year award? And if he doesn't, who do you have it going to?
Again, here we are in the situation where a number of games people start looking at it. I'm going to go back to Joel Embiid again because his rookie year, 31 games played, for me, it was a no-brainer. The eyeball test said that's the best rookie in the league without question. That's the most dominant first-year player. But people said, 31 games isn't enough. So they gave it to Malcolm Brogdon. To me, that was ridiculous. So I'm going to go that way again. 41 games he's got. That's in a 72-game season. Certainly that should be enough. And if you think you've seen enough to tell you that's the most dominant rookie, then vote for the guy. But here's what I will say. Anthony Edwards is closing that gap fast. He is putting up ridiculous numbers right now for Minnesota. I know that their record, doesn't indicate that those are as meaningful numbers. But here's the thing. He has more opportunities throughout the rest of the season to put an eyeball on him, have those highlight spectacular moments, put up monster numbers while Ball is sitting home rehabbing. That's going to help Anthony Edwards as the season goes on. But for me, ultimately, Ball has been the most impactful rookie, and I'd vote for him. 41 games is more than enough. Let's see if the people that vote agree.
All right, finally, Legs, we'll get you out of here on this. Just an absolute flurry and assault of Woj bombs dropped because of the trade deadline today. What stood out to you about moves potential contenders made and why?
I think the biggest one that stood out to me was something that didn't happen was Kyle Lowry not leaving Toronto. That was very surprising to me. He's going to hit free agency this summer. Maybe they think they can re-sign him, but now he can just walk without compensation. Very strange there. But I think the other 3 that actually changed teams, Victor Oladipo to the Heat is an interesting situation because no team now in the Eastern Conference has more playmakers than the Miami Heat. They're going to be a small team, and they gave up Kelly Olynyk, who was playing very well for them. But now they've got so much firepower and so many different guys that can attack you in a perimeter-oriented league. Is that enough now to get the Heat back to the finals? Aaron Gordon to Denver, very interesting because I think that's a team now that Michael Porter's starting to get his legs under him after missing some time. That gives them a 3rd start, and now Aaron Gordon comes in. And that, you talk about a starting 5 now, adding Aaron Gordon as your 4th best player and an elite defender Is that enough to get Denver now into the mix to potentially win the West? I think it possibly could be. They're certainly going to be in the conversation. And then the one that's understated, Rondo to the Clippers. I love this. They don't need Lou Williams scoring. They need brains of the operation. They need a guy with playoff experience that's going to come through on both ends of the floor when you need him most. They need a guy to make people better and run the show. That's what Rajon Rondo was going to do. So I think that's a very understated pickup. But again, Clippers trying to figure out a way to go toe-to-toe with the Lakers. They felt they needed more playmaking than scoring.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.